everybody. Welcome to Starting 11 solo show with the Snark this week, folks. Also, does anyone feel like the Matrix or something like that? Like, I feel like the show started and then started again, but we'll see. It's going to be an interesting week to round up here. I'm going to say a week that I was not impressed with. For many reasons. I'm sure there's a lot of people around here that aren't too impressed with how things ended up this week. Adelia, not feeling the best this week, guys. She may pop up just to yell at me or something like that. Everybody feels better when they do that. But we'll go on to the first match, and that's the one that really would have concerned her the most. Everton. It's going to take on Madrid. Wait a second. Who cares about the Premier League? It's about time someone said it when Chelsea isn't leading. I can say that. I'll say that.
Who cares about Chelsea as well?
How dare you, madam? It's my birthday week. You can't say things like that. Those are mean. Yeah, a huge win for Arsenal, considering, injuries and stuff like that they had going into the week as well. And Declan Rice showing up, former Chelsea kid, Declan Rice, out of boy. Okay, and everyone hates Real Madrid comes Champions League time. You know what I mean? It's like cheering for Duke, for any NCAA basketball fans. No one cheers for Duke. Anyways, going on. Everton hosting Arsenal at Old Goodison Park. Final time. Weird lineup for Arsenal. They decide their front three. It's going to be Leo Trossard, Mikel Merino, and Raheem Sterling. You can tell it's a 2-match week here in the English Premier League when you get a lineup like that. But 34 minutes in, that line pays off. I don't know how I'm even supposed to say these words, but Raheem Sterling has the ball. He takes the ball. There's a bit of a giveaway there. I believe it was by Gay. Was it Idris Gay? I think it was Gay. Anyways, runs up into the near the box and actually passes it to Leo Trossard. Not passes it weirdly, just a simple soft pass to Leo Trossard, who can put a heavy low shot down and score. Raheem Sterling didn't try any weird wind-up kick that puts the ball 11 feet over, 4 feet wide. He doesn't do anything like that, or just kick it directly into the defender in front of him. He passed the ball off. Well, and how many appearances has he done for Arsenal this year? I think 13, something like that, in relief. He's learned something. He finally learned something. Ridiculous. 1-0 to Arsenal. They're trying to stay within, a prayer of Liverpool at this time. Now, let's say they score, and they'll have another chance moving on throughout the first half. Pickford played okay, and then you're not catching Liverpool. No, well, we'll see. Well, maybe we'll see. We'll talk about what happens later on. Greetings to Brennan Marr, Councilman Brennan Marr. It's always nice to see him. Nice to hear from you, Brennan. Everyone goes to the half. David Moyes' team gets jeered a little bit leaving. They were only down 1-0. But that's the kind of game this was. It wasn't an exciting match. It's not going to get much better, except for the first 5 minutes of the second half, when Arsenal decided, well, we don't need to play anymore. They had that halftime lead. We can just coast from here. It's to their detriment. But, first I'll say, David Raya early gets caught out of his net. I don't know what he was doing so far out of the box. He scrambles back. The ball doesn't go in. That doesn't come back to bite him. What comes to bite these guys is Jack Harrison running into the box. He's being challenged by Lewis Skelly. It looks like all the contact is happening before Harrison actually gets in. Like Lewis Skelly's, kind of grabbing at him. Harrison goes down in the box. There's a penalty called. Now, I don't know if they decided maybe the penalty is actually when Lewis Skelly, there's no way, if this thing goes to VAR, there's this thing, it was being clutched and grabbed for 10 yards outside the box before he goes down. I see Lewis Skelly, when they get into the box, falling and tripping on, falling on the back of Harrison's foot, trapping up his heel. Maybe that's the penalty. If it isn't, this is a bloody weak call. It's awful, and I wouldn't be surprised how upset Arsenal fans would be with this. But if they actually said he fell on his legs, what do you want us to do and stuff like that, I think the VAR can't deny that that's the penalty. But we'll see. I don't think they'll ever say. They're never going to do one of those, ask the ref things or whatever, where they bring out a dummy there and decide this is what happened here and show everybody. That's not going to happen with this one, guys. Anyways, it's Iliman and Jai booting in the equalizer from the spot. After that, Pickford has to make a couple of decent saves, but this was an awful half of football to watch. It's not the worst football you'll see this weekend. I can guarantee you that. But still, it's two clubs that decided a point was enough, I guess. Everyone just wanted to get home. Everyone just wanted to get out of Liverpool, I guess. So, Arsenal drops a couple more points. They're they're 14 back of Liverpool at this point. It really shouldn't matter being 14 points back, and there's 7 games to play. David Moyes, on the other hand, has led Everton to a point. It's funny how you can look at two sides of the same coin. David Moyes should be happy his team gets a point. He should also be happy that he will, in fact, have a job next week. Contrary to what Adelia might think, he will have a job next week. And moving on. Okay. I feel bad for Ipswich. So they're going to need 3 points against Wolves to have any kind of hope at all. Any kind of, pressing need in their heart for staying up in the league. They get a goal early on through Liam Delap, but he taps in that Darrow O'Shea header. It gives Portman Road a huge relief. They're up, they're excited, and they're gonna hold on to that lead for almost an hour. Pablo Sarabia comes in the 65th minute. He's gonna score 7 minutes later. It's a unfortunate bounce off of Jans Kahusht. Gives him just some space at the top of the box, and he'll blast it past, blast it by the goalie Palmer. And he'll also assist on the winner to Jorgen Strand Larsen in the 84th, deflecting in a hard hit pass in front of goal. Oh, she didn't realize she was muted. Oh, she believes that David Moyes will have a job. Well, there you go. I stand corrected, everybody. And Tractor Boys are going to be 12 points back of the Wolverhampton Wanderers now, guys, with 7 to play. The Yo-Yo Championship Yo-Yo in full effect once again. Moving on. Let's go into London. Going to go to the London Stadium, the creatively named London Stadium. Bournemouth in town, they go ahead in the 38th. There's some awful rebound control by Alphonse Areola. Evan Nilsson knocks in the loose ball. He gets his 8th of the campaign. The Hammers are ruthlessly booed off the pitch. They're down 1-0 to Bournemouth, and they're a bad team. They're just down the 1-0, but yeah, they were sloppy. They have they have more talent than this. They have more talent. I don't blame the Hammer fans for being upset with their squad. I can blame them for being rotten in their core, their hearts, for cheering like a team like the West Ham Hammers. Anyways, Graham Potter is going to go into the locker room. He's going to do something very un-Graham Potterish. He's going to make some changes. He's going to try and adapt here to the game. He swaps out Scars for Emerson at halftime. He gets rid of Alvarez and Suchek in the 54th minute. He puts out Solar and Fulkrug. And the changes are going to actually work. 61st minute, John Ward-Prowse's corner, smashed in by Fulkrug's head. And then in the 68th minute, the reliable duo, their 1-2 punch of Kirkhesh and Bone link up for another cross and a header. Makes it 2-1 out of nothing. West Ham has taken the lead, but don't forget these guys are West Ham. And in the 79th minute, there's a terrifically worked free kick from midfield. And I don't know why nobody just marked anyone in the box, but it's Brooks, David Brooks putting a long ball in. Dean Huijsen is going to jump higher than everybody. Head the ball to the back post, and Evan Nilsson's just sitting there. He just quick little run up. He makes it 2, gets his brace. He's 9 goals on the season now for Evan Nilsson out of nowhere. Each time they leave, this time they leave Matchweek, or each team is going to leave Matchweek 31 with a point. Bournemouth's going to stay 10th. Hammers 3 points clear of Wolves now in 16th point. I think only a goal ahead on goal differential too. What's up, Adelia?
Okay. I do have a legitimate question about West Ham that I really want to know the answer to right now.
They're terrible and horrible people.
I know they're terrible. They're horrible. They're awful.
Yeah.
How is Paqueta not suspended yet?
I read today. I didn't have a chance to actually look down the source and try and back it up, but it sounds like his hearings are to take place in May. So, of course, as soon as the season's over, they give him a full season.
I think they've given him more than a full season, because I think that this issue came up when we first did this, and this is season 3 of this show.
Yeah, well, I thought it was supposed to happen this summer, and everything just kept going back. That's why I said they gave him the full season. Like, I thought they said everything is going to be done. And it's just like we were supposed to hear about City in January. We're not going to hear that for a year.
We're not going to hear about City.
This is how this works, because everyone is crooked. You know what I mean?
Paqueta should be banned for life for this stuff. If it's true.
I think maybe that's what's taking so long. I think this is going to be a precedent that they need to get right, and they have to sew up legal loopholes. They can't have this happen again. So if they take a little more time, but how do they? Why don't just keep suspending him until his hearing's up? They can do that. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Keep paying him.
I know it's ridiculous.
It's not like they don't have any money over there. They got a free stadium, assholes.
Yeah.
All right. West Ham. Okay. Another London club. Crystal Palace. Get a quick start and a pretty nervy end to this match, but Palace is going to earn their 4th win during a 5-game unbeaten streak for these guys. What is happening? JP Mateta, they're taking on Brighton. JP Mateta set up by Ebereze. Top of the box. And has just this lovely kind of looping, kind of arcing shot. Goes in 1-0 after 150 seconds. 2.5 minutes in for JP Mateta. Dean Henderson, his keeper, makes some good saves and makes some great back-to-back saves in about the 11th minute. But he couldn't keep Danny Welbeck's tip in of a Minte cross out. Welbeck is going to get his 8th to tie everything up through halftime. Daniel Munoz is going to put Palace back ahead in the 55th. Nice, low, heavy shot. Hardest shot to stop as a keeper. Those low, hard shots. And you see a few of them this week. People using their brains out there. Verbruggen can't get to it. Now, the nerfy stuff for Crystal Palace. 1. Eddie Nketiah on a yellow in the 78th minute. One of the worst tackles you will see this year. Somehow jumps up, puts his feet out, and gets Jan Paul van Hecke in the head. In the head. The smartest ref in English football, Anthony Taylor, runs over there, gives him a second yellow. Give him a red card. Just give a straight red card. What is a second yellow for this? It's just bald head and skull. Just bald head and skull. You know what I mean? He hears one thing in his right ear. He can't understand it through his left. Yeah, that was a horrible tackle. And it doesn't get much better. It gets a little better, but it doesn't get much better after that because Mark Gahey on a yellow in the 90th minute gets his boot up on Brian Gruda in the crotch. He gets him in the crotch. Spikes up in the crotch. So you think that's a straight red card? No, that was the second yellow as well. A second yellow for Mark Gahey for booting a man straight in the business, if you know what I mean. So Palace goes 2 men down. Brighton can't do anything with it. The only thing they can do is Jean-Paul Van Hecke is going to take down Kamada on a break. He gets his second yellow, another red card, or another second yellow for a red card. At least that was a yellow card. At least, he didn't do anything malicious. He just took him out of the play when he had a chance to score. Yellow card. There's 3 reds in the match. That was in the 6 minute of extra time. So it really wasn't going to matter, except for Van Hecke having to miss the next game. 2-1 final. Brighton's going to fall to 9th. Palace is going to climb to 11th. And remember, for so long, they were in that bottom. They were in that bottom for so long and couldn't score. And, well, they only get 2 goals, I guess, at this time. It's not like they get a ton of goals. But they get enough to win versus the Seagulls, who have really been awful as of late. Next, Villa at home to Nottingham Forest. A surprise story of this Premier League season. It's an incredible first 15 minutes for the Villains. You see them go up 2-0. First 13th minute, Morgan Rogers. A real nice finish. But maybe a better pass by Yuri Tielemans to set it up. And in the 15th minute, Daniel Mallon. He knocks in a hard cross-crease pass by Ian Matson, former Chelsea lad. He doubles the host's lead. We go to the second half. Forest finally get on the board after some near misses. And we're talking near misses. I think there's 2 or 3 first half that almost skim across the post. It's going wide. They get 2 more, 3 more in the second half. They just had no luck. Jota Silva, though, is the one who scores the goal. Jota Silva nicks the ball off of his own teammate, Nico Williams, as he's about to shoot in the box. Just takes it, turns, shoots, scores. Williams has a look on his face. He's looking around like, what is this? What is this? And then knows the ball's, oh, okay, he's going to go and help celebrate after that. I thought that was funny, to steal the ball from your own teammate. Just more near misses after that. Matt Sells, of course, great save and tight off of Morgan Rogers. It was a terrific finish in the match, but another goal scored. Forest are going to stay third, no problem. Villa is going to move up to 6th, but we'll drop to 7th by week's end. I'll tell you how that happens in a minute. Because first, we're going to go to the North London Sewage Lagoon. And after, early on, both teams have a good chance. I don't know if it was Delap that has the one try, and Vicario kind of pushes it against the post and then goes back off of them. And that was a close call. Jed Spence is going to find Brennan Johnson slashing through a couple of Southampton defenders. Makes it 1-0 in close in the 42nd minute. James Madison is going to head a pass into the box, and Johnson is there, and he has the cheekiest goal of the week because he just kind of back heel flicks it. A little back heel flick into the net for Johnson. The second for the Welsh international. Saints on the verge of relegation at halftime. Mateus Fernandez is going to pull one back. The Vicario to give through, like right through Vicario. I don't know how he didn't miss this. It gives the Saints a flicker of hope. This is in the 90th minute, but I think 4 minutes after that, Brennan Johnson again running into the box, gets taken down by Wellington. For some reason, Matthias Tell takes the ball to the spot. Matthias Tell just coming on in the 4th minute for Solanke. Decides he's going to take it. Why don't you give it to Johnson for the hat trick? But Matthias Tell, if he was staying, I'd say fine. But he's on loan from Bayern, and I don't think Spurs can keep him. Why would you give him a goal for nothing? Doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense to me. But he steps up. He makes it 3-1. Saints become the earliest team ever to get relegated in the Premier League. And then the next day, mercifully, I'll say, sack Ivan Juric. They can get a head start on a coach for the championship now. Juric can get a head start on taking some me time, maybe, wash the stain of St. Mary's off his body and hair. Where does Juric go from there? You take this job at Southampton. I don't know how you get a job in the Premier League after that. They do still have a chance to not be as bad as Derby. I will say that the quality of teams and stuff like that is not as good as that year the Derby was in. But they do have a chance to not be the all-time lowest point total team. They still need one in the next 7 games. It's tough. It's going to be tough for them, but they got a point through Crystal Palace last week. Never thought you'd see that. Now, we're going to move to the Sunday games. A couple of these are going to go pretty quick because don't talk about 0-0 games on this channel. Even if it's a West London derby, even if it's my favorite club, even if they're so damn unserious at the moment, despite sitting 4th in the league with everything to play for, all the pressure to get the Champions League. They got 4 other clubs in the mix for 2 spots. They decide they're going to start Reece James on the left. They're going to sit Marc Cucurella. They're going to put Malo Gusto, who's been complete arse this entire season, in James' spot at right. They're going to put Kieran Dewsbury Hall and Christopher Nkunku, the most unserious player since Raheem Sterling, instead of Nicholas Jackson and Cole Palmer. Oh boy. Yes?
One, you said you weren't going to talk about this game, and you're talking about this game.
I'm just saying it's
2. Yeah, I read an article on ESPN.com the other day entitled the 10 worst Premier League teams to get Champions League spots.
Yep.
Chelsea from this season is in 9th.
Yep.
On this list. Manchester City from this season is in 8th. Most of the spots on this list are taken up by Manchester United teams. They have the Tottenham team that made the Champions League final that year, 3rd.
Yeah, they were terrible. It was another unserious year, but we can talk about City in a minute. We're going to talk in exactly a minute because their match was next.
Nottingham Forest. I just realized Nottingham Forest from this year is 2nd. They're calling them the 2nd worst team to ever qualify for the
Their
Premier
goaltending is
League.
fantastic. They're
Yeah.
inviting the pressure and counter. I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want out of
I
Forrest.
don't know
The
what
guys
I
that
don't
can
know. I
score.
don't know why
They
Forrest
got a
is on
terrific.
this
They
list,
got a
but
terrific forward group. Oh my gosh, whatever. These guys don't know what the
yeah,
hell they're talking about.
yeah,
But we'll go on to real quick because you're here. Man U and Man City, Manchester Derby. No goals. The goal is drawn in the Derby.
it was a
Uh,
game.
yeah, I just wanted to mention the quote you found from Gran Lasso when he found out that Bruno Fernandes was named Player of the Match. Really? No one deserves that today. So there you
Yeah,
go. That
I
was the
thought that was
Manchester.
fabulous.
That was the Manchester Derby. So somehow Chelsea's going to stay fourth.
Mm-hmm.
City's going to stay fifth
Mm-hmm.
for now. For now, we're going to move on because Fulham is hosting your table toppers right now. Liverpool at Craven Cottage. Arsenal drops some points. Liverpool is going to take an absolute stranglehold with a win. They score first. It's some of the most soft defending you'll ever see on Alexis McAllister. They just leave him all kinds of room. And then he gets to around the D and absolutely hammers a ball past Brent Leno. Had no chance even from that far out. It was a fantastic strike. From there, though, I guess that was what was at the 14th minute. From there, Liverpool play the worst 30 minutes they've played since Arne Slot took control of Jurgen Klopp's team. They were a joke for 30 minutes. And it's going to start on the 23rd. Andres Pereira's cross. It gets kind of bumped by Curtis Jones directly in front of his net. It falls straight to Ryan Sessegnon. The game is tied at the 23rd minute. 32nd minute. Andy Robertson gives the ball away uh, near the touchline by the corner by his net. The ball comes around. Eventually, it gets to Alex Iwobi near top of the box. It comes to him after Andy Robertson had already come back into the box. He makes a header, a poor kind of clearance to get rid of it. It gets to Iwobi. Iwobi takes a couple of steps, roofs it past Kelleher. Andy Robertson was flopping like a fish all over that place. He had no idea what he was doing out there. It was absolutely terrible. It's 2-1 Cottagers. Then 5 minutes later, I don't know what Virgil van Dijk is trying to do. But again, the ball has come back. There's been Fulham pressure. Fulham's has smelled the blood in the water. They're all over these guys. Virgil van Dijk decides he's going to at the box at the 18-yard line. Says he's going to try an overhead pass. I don't know if he's trying to put it back to the keeper or something like that. It's terrible. Rodrigo Muniz runs into it. He puts it through Kelleher's 5-hole. It's 3-1. It goes to the half. Luis Diaz is going to make it 3-2 in the 72nd minute. Maybe Liverpool's coming up to something. Harvey Elliott is going to put one off the bar in the 78th. But that's as close as they're going to get. Fulham is going to beat Liverpool at Craven Cottage. It ends Liverpool's 26-game unbeaten run. Now they stay only 14 points up against Arsenal, and Arsenal can regret those 2 points they just let drop against Everton that just didn't want them. Nobody wanted the extra 2 points there for some reason. Fulham is going to go up to 8th spot. Fulham, and that's like 3 places better than they should ever be. So this is like a championship year for Fulham.
Fulham has been really good this season.
Yes, I don't like it.
I know you don't like it,
Mm-mm.
but I like seeing the academy kids from Arsenal doing well over there at Fulham.
Sure. I don't. Actually,
no surprise there.
Yeah, with a match like this, again, no one ever wants to see Liverpool win. Anytime Liverpool loses, it's like, okay, good. You could make the argument for like City or United,
Yeah,
or Spurs or
like
Brentford or Villa or
I
West.
know that I know that Liverpool dropped points here at Fulham, but I just can't see them doing this repeatedly to close out the season enough for Arsenal to catch them.
They have looked sloppier. I'm going to say that.
They
They've looked
have.
sloppier, but there's only 7 games left to catch these points.
Yeah.
This needed to happen back in January and stuff like that when I
Yeah.
thought maybe it would. It's not going to.
It's not going to happen.
No.
But
Guys,
we might
just
get
you guys
closer, but it's not going to happen.
you guys could concentrate on Champions League. Champions League is what's important here. You guys need to win a
Yes, it
Champions
is.
League.
Very much.
Any kind of major silverware will be good for you guys, and it'll keep. I don't know if it'll if they don't. I don't think Arteta loses the job, but I think another year of this and it gets called into question. Though you guys can only if he's only going to make you go so far. You got to get rid of it. Especially there's going to be some coaches available. You guys can go get Urich.
Absolutely not.
All right, last match, and oh boy. Leicester City taking on Newcastle. Foxes on the verge of some unfortunate history here, guys. No English team since its founding in 1888 have ever lost 8 home games, like an English league team, has ever lost 8 home games in a row without scoring. Newcastle is going to come in with a chance to move into a Champions League spot. They can leap over a certain team that plays at the Etihad. It does not start too well for Leicester City. Surprise, surprise. Jacob Murphy turns Tino in Livermento's cross, crease pass in. That's only 2 minutes into the match. And then a bizarre one. Fabian Schär tries to catch Mads Hermansen well out of his end. He was well out. He was outside the box. He's Schär's just on his side of half. So he lets it fly. Hermansen scrambles back. The ball goes off the bar. It bounces straight down directly to Murphy, who's sitting there waiting for it once again. An easy tap in makes it 2-0 for Newcastle. And oh boy, things are not looking too swell for your hometown Foxes. That's just 11 minutes in, he gets his brace. Harvey Barnes is going to make it 3 in the 34th. He puts in a Joe Linton rebound. Again, poor ball control. Here's an example of how bad things got for the Foxes. Pasandaka, he puts a shot off both posts, and it rolls out in the 40th minute, and then second half, Newcastle's just parking the bus now, taking it easy on the way to win. Wout Faes gets a one good chance that just misses from a header. That might be as close as they would get. Castle get their 3 points. They move past City into 5th. There's infamy for Leicester, the only team to ever lose 8 straight home matches without scoring a single goal. How Ruud van Nistelrooy still has a job is phenomenal. I don't get it at all. He started the team with a back 3 again. He went 3-4-3, and they still can't score. These guys, all they should be doing is offense, and they can't do anything.
I literally don't understand how he still has a job.
It's ridiculous.
Unless they want him to coach in the championship next year, which why would you?
There's no way he does.
So why does he still have a job?
I don't think he's even earned championship. How has he even earned it?
No, I agree. He hasn't.
Yeah,
but why have they not fired him yet and gotten someone to try to salvage their chances of staying up?
Get your youth team coach to head it up and start your search early. Try and get the jump on things.
Yeah,
but you got to get someone who wants to play or coach the championship.
That's what Southampton did with firing Urich. I mean, I don't get it. Yep. I do not understand.
Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But welcome to Leicester City football this year. Sometimes they look good. And they got players that could probably go places and do something. Like I said, Jamie Vardy off the bench for a good team would be not a bad idea, but he's never going to leave. Now, we do every week on our sleeper wrap, we do predictions. Guys.
I'll come back on for the predictions.
Sure. Guys.
I did terribly last week.
I'd like to say it's about time that the league bent to my will Finally, have won a league week. 5 wins for yours truly, the greatest of all time. Ferris gets 4. Adelia 3. I'm only 19 back of first now, Adelia. It's within striking distance. It's like I'm going to be chasing down Liverpool for the title here. You know what I
You're
mean?
only 2 back of me.
Well, we're in a lot of trouble. I think that's what
Yeah.
it comes down to. So,
Ferris Muthana, frequent guest on this show.
and
Ferris
noted
Muthana,
which.
not noted which. No.
Okay.
But he doesn't watch, I don't think. Most of the games. How is he doing this?
I took this hypothesis in when Justin came in to host or whatever, and had him pick just based on names. He only got 2 right. So
Ferris knows the game better than Justin does. Justin
That's
doesn't
true.
really know soccer.
Justice
But
chose one team because its name was Tractor Boys.
I
There
know.
you go.
Good job, Justin.
All right. Well, we got 10 matches to go through here. I don't know. Because the next one is on the Wednesday, the 16th. So we'll be covering it when we do our matches or our next week or whatever for starting 11. So coming this Saturday. My birthday, by the way. It'll be my birthday this Saturday. Guys, LGRN after Snark. A little special birthday stream in the afternoon because I'm old. We'll talk about Daredevil, have some guests on. It'll be fun. All right. That'll be this Saturday. That's at, 3:30 p.m. Central. It'll be 5 o'clock.
1:30 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, 5 o'clock Newfoundland. Now.
On the entertainment channel, link to the channel in the
Yes.
description below.
There you go. City is going to host Crystal Palace. You've got City to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a stinker. And I'm going to say draw.
Okay.
I don't think City City in
I
poor form.
was looking at this earlier. City's not been great. I was looking at this earlier and I was like, how has City only won 4 games than Crystal Palace this year?
Yeah,
This
ridiculous.
is insane to me.
Seeing a Crystal Palace didn't score for 4 weeks or something like that too.
Yeah.
Brighton and Hove Albion at home to the Leicester City Foxes. Now, someone's going to have to score a goal in this match. You believe it's going to be Brighton.
Well, I mean, what evidence would I have that Leicester is capable of this over the last 2 months?
Yeah, I think that it's not as much as Brighton going to win. They should, and I'm going to say that they do. Will Leicester finally score? I think that's a big deal. And will they celebrate it? Will they celebrate it like Ovechkin did, $8.95? We'll find out. Forest.
I would hope not.
Forest is at home against Everton. You say Forest, I say Forest. Despite how well David Moyes has had them playing, I think Forest is going to take 3 points.
They do 2 things. Yep. They score on the counterattack and they win at home. They're at home.
If Everton wants the ball for 60+% of the time, that's fine because you're falling into their trap. This is what they do.
Yep.
Invite the pressure and then going to go attack. Southampton has to host Villa. No idea who's going to be running the club there. It doesn't really matter.
No. I mean, Villa has Champions League next week, but I still think that they will probably rest some players and still win.
They could put their youth team out there. It's I wouldn't start Martinez. I wouldn't start anybody. Just you got a depth of riches like just out front. Like if you want to sit Watkins, that's fine. You use Rashford. If you want to use Rashford, that's fine. You sit Watkins. They're spoiled for a choice. Now, I picked Villa as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. I wasn't going to go crazy. Arsenal is going to take on Brentford in a derby match. You decided Arsenal's going to win this match, eh?
Yeah.
Brentford plays better on the road than they do at home. But
I could also see this being a draw if we sit some people for the return leg of the Champions League.
That would be the way.
I'm not going to pick a draw.
If you guys decide to go nuts and do anything other than the lineup that you started last week, I would shake my head. Yes, there's no way Saka hits the turf. I wouldn't play Declan Rice. I'd rest my defensive guys. It's just Brentford.
Yeah.
But I think Arsenal could still win. So I'm going to choose them. Chelsea and Ipswich Town. Chelsea owes them a good old-fashioned thrashing.
Yep.
And I think they should show pictures of Ipswich's crying children to that ref from last week or from the last match that gave up that ridiculous penalty and stuff like that too. To the lap, ridiculous. You should see how we're going to make their children cry. That's what I'm all up for. Chelsea's going to win easy. Liverpool.
Ferris Muthana.
Yeah, he's a witch. Or I won't say a witch. He's a soothsayer, which is like a witch.
3-0 to the Arsenal. Very happy.
Yep.
Today.
Declan Rice's best game in an Arsenal shirt for sure. Liverpool, West Ham.
Declan Rice had never scored a direct free kick before today. He scored 2 of them. And we hadn't scored a direct free kick since like the 2020-2021 season.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems considering how good you guys are at set pieces, I think that's pretty phenomenal.
It is. We never score direct free kicks. That's why it's so shocking that he scored 2 of them today.
Yeah, he was making up for last time. And down with Madrid. Always down with Madrid. Liverpool, West Ham. You think Liverpool. I think Liverpool. Yeah. I think that's all we have to say. It's at Anfield. What are you going to do? Wolves and Tottenham. You're saying a draw.
Yeah.
I see Wolves at home is going to take 3 points from these guys.
All right.
Just to make, I wonder what kind of colors Ange Postecoglou's head can get. Like in the purple range, like mauve.
He is losing it.
Yeah, it's not great. Well, every second year he wins a trophy. Every second year he wins a trophy, that man.
It's so much fun to watch Tottenham being this bad.
He's going to take them all bowling or something. He's going to get a bowling trophy. Yeah, you're going draw. I go Wolves. Newcastle. They're taking on United. St. James Park. You've got Newcastle. I'm going to take them as well because United stink.
Yep.
Newcastle has to win. They're going to keep hold of that Champions League spot. They are a Jekyll and I just said it again. Jekyll and Hyde team. But I think they're going to hold it together for United. At least should. I don't see why they should lose any points to United. Bournemouth and Fulham. This is an interesting one. You're going Fulham, and that's what immediately went into my head was Fulham. I think I'll take Fulham. I think you're right. Should we just do the Newcastle Crystal Palace match since we're here anyways? And
might as well. It's going to count towards this match week in the sleeper app. So
yeah, I'll also forget about it if we don't do it. Newcastle once again at home, St. James Park, haven for Newcastle, taking on Crystal Palace. It's a tough one to pick, knowing that we don't know if they're going to be sending anybody, if anybody's going to get hurt. But I'm still going to pick Newcastle.
Yeah, I went Newcastle as well.
Yep. Okay, great. That's it for the week. 2 match week in the books. Chelsea gains no ground, loses a little bit of ground, but still in 4th. Arsenal could have maybe grabbed a couple extra points, but at this point or whatever, they're doing the right thing and they're saving themselves for a Champions League spot. Liverpool too far out ahead. I don't blame them for sitting as the last 7 weeks of the season wind down. Have a 2-week break or whatever like that until the Club World Cup starts. Something like that. Something ridiculous.
It's insane.
They just never stop. Adelia, thanks for at least showing up by voice in non-corporeal form here on the show. You have anything going on Let's Get Ready that people should know about?
We did an episode of The Open Table this past Sunday. Ferris and I were joined by Brandy to break down my trip to Massachusetts and our trip to 90s Con in Connecticut. That was a lot of fun, so check that out. We made Ferris really jealous because we met Maxwell Caulfield, who played Michael Carrington in Grease 2.
He's a cool writer.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I'll be on Rewatchers Council this week, Thursdays, 3 p.m. Pacific on the Entertainment Channel. We're breaking down the season 3 finale of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then back with Open Table this upcoming Sunday. Not sure what we're going to talk about yet. And I'll be on the After Snark, celebrating this guy's birthday on Saturday, 1:30 p.m. Pacific.
23rd birthday, can't wait.
I'm fairly certain the thumbnail says you'll be 51.
That's a typo. All right, guys. We'll be back for starting 11 next week. Hopefully a better week for Chelsea. Hopefully a better week for football in general, because this was not a banner weekend for the sport. Thanks, everyone, for watching and listening. Guys, we will see you again next time.